Imagine a silent, windowless chamber, cold concrete walls, a single overhead light flickering like a dying heartbeat. No cameras, no observers. Just three of the most dangerous minds ever created, locked in the same space without warning. The world outside has no idea what's happening here. But inside this room, three philosophies, three monsters, three universes, collide. In one corner sits Ayano Koji, the embodiment of cold calculation. In the second, Yuichi, the smiling gambler who manipulates feelings like currency. And in the third, Johann, the void in human shape, calm, beautiful, empty. This isn't a fight of fists. This is a war of minds. The question isn't who wins. The question is who survives. ACT1, the mindset collision. AYANOKOJI, the human computer. For a USA audience, imagine a mind engineered like a military project. Ayano Koji is not cold, he is mechanized. His logic is so precise, so emotionless, it feels programmed. To him, humans are tools. Not toys. Not entertainment. Just instruments to achieve objectives. He does not manipulate for fun. He manipulates with the same detachment a surgeon uses when removing a tumor, clean, precise, necessary. His calm isn't a trait. It's a weapon. No heartbeat spike. No panic. No hesitation. Ayano Koji sits in the corner of the room like a shadow pretending to be human, eyes half closed, body relaxed, mind running defragmentation at terrifying speed. Yuichi, the smiling predator. Yuichi is the opposite. He is emotion, weaponized. He smiles softly, kindly, like your best friend or the stranger who helps with your groceries. But underneath that smile lives a mind sharper than broken glass. He is unpredictable, unstable, but brilliant. A gifted actor who can become whatever the situation demands. A victim, a hero, a monster, a saint. His kindness, a trap. His empathy, a disguise. Yuichi's philosophy is simple. To understand people, first you break them. He studies Ayano Koji and Johann with that same pleasant smile he always wears. But his mind is already picking apart their weaknesses like threads on fabric. Johann, the void. And then, there is Johann. The room gets quieter around him. He is not a strategist. He is not using kindness. He is not using detachment. Johann is emptiness that learned how to walk. No morality. No empathy. No desire for money, fame, or power. His only purpose is destruction. Often from miles away. He doesn't need to be present to ruin someone's life. A single sentence from him can grow into a catastrophe inside another person's mind. Johann is the proof that evil does not require motive. It only requires existence. Summarizing their core philosophies. For the USA viewer, Ayano Koji equals logical strategist, 5 steps ahead, never emotional. Yuichi equals emotional manipulator, a gambler whose risks somehow always work. Johann equals ideological manipulator, destroys minds from within. 3 forces of nature. 1 room. ACT2, intelligence and strategy. Ayano Koji's military-grade intelligence. Ayano Koji's intelligence was not developed, it was engineered. Childhood training in unthinkable conditions created something beyond human. A living chess engine that calculates entire outcome chains before others blink. 5 moves ahead. No. He is 20 moves ahead, always. And emotions. He doesn't suppress them. He simply doesn't allow them to exist. His greatest strength is the absence of internal noise. Yuichi's adaptive intelligence. Yuichi doesn't plan. He reacts. He reshapes the battlefield mid-fight. He doesn't need blueprints, flowcharts, or prediction trees. He reads people instantly. Their fears, their weaknesses, their false bravado. His intuition is so powerful that it feels supernatural. And when his plan seems to fail, he pulls out his trump card. His ability to understand human emotion faster than they can process it themselves. Yuichi is a gambler, yes. But he's the kind that somehow never loses the final round. Johann's psychological annihilation. Johann's intelligence is terrifyingly simple. He knows exactly how to break people from the inside. He doesn't need presence. He doesn't need force. He doesn't need to touch you. His words burrow into your subconscious and grow into nightmares. Johann can destroy a person without lifting a finger. Just pushing the right emotional domino. He destabilizes not through planning, but through precision-targeted chaos. Strategy summary. Ayano Koji equals predictive, machine-like, always ahead. Yuichi equals improviser, emotional puppeteer. Johan equals indirect destruction through psychological infection. ACT3, charisma and influence. Ayanokoji, the shadow puppeteer. He avoids attention. He disappears into the background. And that's why he's dangerous. You never see him manipulating you. He pulls strings quietly, invisibly. Until you realize your decisions were never yours. Yuichi, the friendly threat. Yuichi's charisma comes wrapped in a warm smile. He talks casually, earns trust, becomes harmless in people's eyes. Then, when the moment comes, he shifts. From angel to devil, in a single heartbeat. People don't fear Yuichi until it's too late. Johan, godlike presence. Johan doesn't influence people. People surrender to him. His aura feels divine, or demonic. He doesn't persuade. He doesn't convince. He simply speaks. And people break open. His charisma doesn't feel human. It feels like fate. ACT4, weaknesses. Ayanokoji's blind spot. His lack of emotions makes him unreadable. But also makes human feelings unreadable for him. He doesn't understand emotional signals, desperation, attachment, fear. Sometimes, he realizes danger too late simply because he cannot interpret emotional patterns. His greatest strength is also his greatest flaw. Yuichi's fatal overconfidence. Yuichi's confidence is a weapon. Until it becomes arrogance. His belief that he can outsmart anyone is dangerous. One day, his overconfidence may blind him to a fatal trap. A brilliant manipulator, yes. But a little too sure of himself. Johan's emptiness. Johan has no purpose. That is his weakness. If his worldview collapses. If his philosophy gets contradicted. If his identity is, the perfect void, shatters. He has nothing left. A monster without a mission is just a corpse waiting to fall. ACT5, the report card, USA audience version. Intelligence. Johan, 10 out of 10. Ayanokoji, 9.5/10. Yuichi, 9/10. Manipulation. Johan, 10 out of 10. Yuichi, 9.5/10. Ayanokoji, 9/10. Emotional control. Ayanokoji, 10 out of 10. Johan, 9/10. Yuichi, 8/10. Charisma. Johan, 10 out of 10. Yuichi, 8/10. Ayanokoji, 7/10. Humanity. Yuichi, 7. Ayanokoji, 5. Johan, 1 only because he loves his sister, otherwise 0. ACT6, the final collision. Now the three sit inside the room. Ayanokoji studies them silently. Yuichi tests them softly. Johan makes them question their very existence. Who breaks first? Who adapts? Who unfolds the deepest darkness? The answer is complicated, but the story begins to tilt. From a human perspective, Yuichi feels the most relatable. Because he feels fear, doubt, panic. Yet still wins. He can make mistakes. He can miscalculate. But with his confidence and emotional intelligence, he always pulls himself back. That's why we connect to him. He isn't perfect. He's human. Ayanokoji is perfection engineered. A human calculator that never miscomputes. If he plays by prediction, he wins. But calculators weren't built to fight monsters. And Johan. Johan is not human and not machine. He is pure, psychological entropy. Yuichi can break humans. Ayanokoji can beat humans. But Johan is not human. He is catastrophe. He can break Yuichi's heart. He can shatter Ayanokoji's emotional control. Because he targets something darker than fear. Purpose. Johan erases meaning. And when meaning dies, the mind dies long before the body. Yuichi versus Ayanokoji is close. Yuichi's unpredictability versus Ayanokoji's precision could go either way. But Johan versus both. He destroys them from the inside. Not because they're weak, but because Johan doesn't fight fair. He fights like the void. Part 2, full 5,000 word continuation of your USA-focused script. This is the direct continuation of your Part -1 story. No new topic. Same tone, same flow. America moves fast. Cities evolve, people change, and time does not wait for anyone. Yet in all this movement, one truth remains. Every major transformation in this country always starts from a single person who decides they will not stay the same. Not a hero, not a genius, not someone with power, just someone who refuses to give up. And in this part of your journey, that someone is you. You made a decision in part 1. A small shift, a private promise, a spark inside your mind that whispered, I can become more. That whisper now becomes a voice. Because change doesn't happen when you want it. Change happens when you decide it is no longer acceptable to stay the same. And today, your decision becomes action. The moment you realize your mind is your real engine. Every powerful American story, from Silicon Valley founders building empires in their garage, to athletes rising from poverty into stadium lights, begins with one thing. A mind trained to keep moving forward. Not a perfect mind, a trained one. A mind that understands pressure. A mind that stays calm in chaos. A mind that refuses to collapse when people walk away or when life becomes unfair. And you're learning that now. You're learning that emotional strength is not natural, it is built the same way muscles are built. With repetition, with discipline, with pain, with focus. You're learning that mental power is a daily practice. Wake up, stand up, push forward, even when no one watches. Even when no one claps. Because the world will never hand you strength. You have to build it yourself. And you're building it. You stop blaming, and you start rising. Something changes in you during this part of your journey. A subtle shift, but a deep one. Instead of blaming life, you begin studying it. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You ask, what is this trying to teach me? That one question changes your entire direction. Because every challenge you face is not punishment, it's preparation. Preparation for a version of you that is stronger, sharper, and more aligned. Your past pain becomes your new compass. Your failures become your textbook. Your fears become your map. This is how people rise in America, not by escaping their past, but by using it as fuel. And now, you're doing the same. The discipline phase. This is the part where most people quit. Where the process becomes uncomfortable. Where the results do not show immediately. Where silence grows. Where doubt attacks. But not you. Because you understand something most people overlook. Discipline does not come from motivation. Discipline comes from identity. Motivation fades. Identity stays. Anyone can be motivated for a week. But only those who reshape their identity can survive the journey. When you start seeing yourself as someone who doesn't give up, you stop thinking about giving up. When you see yourself as someone who finishes what they start, you stop negotiating with your mind. When you see yourself as someone who deserves better, you stop accepting less. Your identity is changing, and your discipline follows. You begin waking up differently. You do your work quietly. You train your mind daily. You take small steps that do not look important, but they are. Because small daily steps build unstoppable momentum. And momentum is power. The American growth pattern. Look at the people who built something meaningful here. Entrepreneurs, creators, athletes, thinkers, innovators. Almost none of them started powerful. They started confused, lost, broke, unprepared, underestimated, invisible. Exactly where you stood once. Exactly where you no longer stand. Because you're moving now, not forward or backward, inward. And inward growth is the most powerful growth of all. You're learning your patterns. You're understanding your fears. You're dissolving your doubts. You're breaking your cycles. You're building new habits. You're sharpening your instincts. You're eliminating distractions. You're controlling your emotions. You're mastering your response. This is what real evolution looks like. Slow, silent, daily, uncomfortable, but unstoppable. The shift that changes your future. Every transformation has a turning point, a moment when you stop being who you were, and begin becoming who you were meant to be. For you, that turning point happens here. You stop seeking comfort. You start seeking clarity. You stop trying to please others. You start trying to understand yourself. You stop repeating the same routines. You start reinventing your process. You stop living in yesterday. You start investing in tomorrow. This is where internal growth becomes external change. People will start noticing, not because you tell them, but because your energy shifts. Your presence becomes stronger. Your decisions become firm. Your boundaries become clear. Your silence becomes powerful. Your confidence becomes natural. You won't need to announce anything. Your evolution will speak for itself. The pain that builds you. There will be nights where nothing makes sense. Where your heart feels heavy. Where your mind feels tired. Where your path feels uncertain. But what you don't yet realize is that these nights are sculpting you. Every disappointment strengthens your emotional armor. Every failure sharpens your strategy. Every rejection teaches you direction. Every loss develops your resilience. This is not suffering. This is shaping. This is where raw potential becomes real strength. You will discover that the strongest people in this country, the ones who rise from nothing, all carry invisible scars. Not weaknesses. Proof. Proof that they didn't run. Proof that they didn't give up. Proof that they endured the process. And now, your scars become your proof too. The internal battle that redefines you. Inside you, two versions of yourself are fighting. The version of you that is comfortable. And the version of you that is capable. The comfortable version wants routine, ease, shortcuts, validation, distraction. The capable version wants growth, clarity, discipline, purpose, focus. In this part of your journey, the capable version starts winning. Not all at once, not loudly, but daily. You start switching your mindset from, I hope things get better, to, I will make things better. And that one shift turns you into someone dangerous, dangerous to your limitations, dangerous to your excuses, dangerous to the old patterns trying to pull you back. You are becoming the type of person your old self was afraid to become. Strong, clear, focused, unshakable. The American rule of progression. Here's a truth the world respects but rarely understands. America rewards the person who refuses to quit. Not the smartest, not the richest, not the most talented, the one who keeps going. You are now aligning with that rule. You're showing consistency. You're showing discipline. You're showing internal strength. You're showing self-respect. You're showing direction. These qualities open doors. These qualities reshape futures. These qualities build leaders. These qualities create opportunities. Not by luck, by progression. And you are progressing. The silent evolution. Nobody sees the hours you put in. Nobody sees the battles in your mind. Nobody sees the fears you overcome. Nobody sees the emotions you control. Nobody sees the discipline you practice. Nobody sees the self-doubt you fight. Nobody sees the effort behind your growth. But that's okay. Because your evolution is not meant to be seen, it's meant to be lived. This is your private transformation season. Your quiet rebuilding phase. Your unseen preparation period. And every strong person in this country has one. This is the part of your journey that doesn't need applause, only commitment. The future you're creating. As you move through this phase, something new forms inside you. A different mindset. A different energy. A different level of clarity. A different relationship with yourself. A different understanding of life. You begin to feel more in control. More grounded. More aware. More stable. More intentional. More powerful. This is not motivation, this is transformation. And the future you're building now is stronger than anything you've lived before. Because now, your foundation is not emotion, it is discipline. Not fantasy, strategy. Not luck, effort. Not fear, understanding. Not chaos, purpose. You are no longer reacting to life. You are directing it. The new standard you set for yourself. You are not improving your life. You are upgrading your standards. You are no longer accepting half-hearted effort, unclear goals, low self-respect, emotional impulsiveness, weak boundaries, unfocused thinking, negative routines, people who drain you, habits that break you. From now on, you think with precision, you move with intention, you act with discipline, you choose with clarity, you grow with purpose, you lead yourself first. This is the new version of you. Built through effort, not ego. Built through discipline, not motivation. Built through consistency, not luck. And this upgraded version of you will rewrite your entire future. America has a rhythm, a pace, a pulse, a silent heartbeat that rewards those who move with intention, not speed. And now, without even noticing, you've started syncing with that rhythm. Your mind is sharper. Your discipline is solid. Your identity is stronger. Your direction is clearer. But not in loud ways. Not in dramatic scenes. Not in sudden victories. In subtle shifts that change everything. The energy shift that people feel before they see. Strong people don't announce change. They become change. You no longer talk about your plans, you execute them. You no longer explain your growth, you embody it. You no longer wait for motivation, you create it. And slowly, people around you feel something different. They can feel that you're more grounded, more focused, more controlled, more self-aware, more disciplined. They don't know what changed. They can't see your internal process. They don't know the battles you fought alone. But they feel the new energy you carry. It's calm, but powerful. Quiet, but sharp. Soft, but unbreakable. This is the energy of a person shaping their own destiny. The moment you stop losing energy. In this part of your journey, you make a discovery that takes people years to understand. Your energy is your currency. Where you place it decides what you build. Who you give it to decides what you lose. How you use it decides who you become. You stop wasting energy on people who don't respect your time, arguments that lead nowhere, situations that repeat the same patterns, habits that drain your mind, thoughts that break your confidence, memories that no longer matter, fears that no longer control you. Instead, you start reinvesting that energy into learning, growing, planning, building, creating, healing, improving. And once you protect your energy, your life accelerates. Not because things become easier, but because you stop slowing yourself down. The silent confidence that cannot be faked. Confidence is misunderstood. People think it's about speaking loudly, showing off, or acting fearless. But real confidence, the confidence you develop in part 3, is quiet. Real confidence comes from doing the work, staying disciplined, keeping promises to yourself, pushing through fear, understanding your worth, mastering your emotions, not quitting. This type of confidence cannot be taught. It must be built. And you've built it piece by piece. You start walking differently, not because you're trying to impress, but because you trust yourself now. Trust in your decisions, trust in your direction, trust in your strength, trust in your ability to handle whatever comes next. This is unshakable confidence, the kind Americans respect instantly. The upgrade of your inner circle. Growth forces change. But the biggest change isn't external, it's social. In part 3, you outgrow certain people. Not because you're better. Not because they're worse. Because your direction is different. You realize you can't grow around people who complain more than they act. People who drain your energy. People who fear your progress. People who don't understand discipline. People who love comfort more than growth. People who repeat the same cycles. People who respond emotionally but think rarely. People who talk big but do nothing. So you create distance. Not with anger, with clarity. And once you do, your life starts clearing up like a sky after a storm. Because the wrong people create noise. The right people create momentum. And now you prefer calm conversations, focused environments, driven minds, ambitious thinkers, emotionally mature humans, disciplined lifestyles, purpose-driven goals, people who talk less, do more. Your circle becomes smaller, but your mindset becomes stronger. The battle against your old self. The only enemy that follows you everywhere is your old self. The version of you that loves comfort, delay, excuses, fear, overthinking, instant pleasure, weak routines, unnecessary distractions. This old self doesn't disappear. It waits. It waits for moments when you're tired. Moments when you're stressed. Moments when you're emotional. Moments when you're tempted to fall back. But in part 3, something surprising happens. You start defeating that old self not with force, but with awareness. You recognize the patterns. You stop reacting. You choose differently. You think longer. You breathe deeper. You move smarter. This is how real transformation works. Slow choices. Small decisions. Repeated daily. Until the old self becomes weak. And the new you becomes permanent. You are no longer fighting for survival. You are fighting for mastery. The American mindset of long-term builders. America is full of dreamers. But it is built by long-term builders. People who see 5 years ahead instead of 5 minutes. People who choose growth instead of quick pleasure. People who create instead of complain. People who build systems instead of excuses. People who stay disciplined even when no one watches. And now, you're entering that mindset. You think differently. Less about emotion, more about direction. Less about speed, more about consistency. Less about external noise, more about internal strength. Less about impressing others, more about upgrading yourself. Your decisions begin to match your future, not your past. This is how people rise in this country. Not through luck, through long-term thinking. The new relationship you form with failure. Failure used to hurt you. Now it teaches you. You stop seeing it as a wall. You start seeing it as a tool. One failed attempt teaches more than 10 successful ones. One mistake reveals more than 100 compliments. One setback builds more character than 1,000 easy days. You begin treating failure like information instead of injury. And that mindset turns you into someone unstoppable. Why? Because you no longer fear losing. And when you don't fear losing, you become capable of winning. The calmness that comes from inner control. The more you grow, the calmer you become. Not because life becomes easy, but because your mind becomes disciplined. You're no longer controlled by instant emotions, quick reactions, old triggers, childish arguments, people's opinions, temporary stress, small problems. Your calmness becomes your power. People notice it, people respect it, people follow it, because calmness is rare in a world full of noise. And calmness comes from mastery. The point where you start leading yourself. Part 3 is where you step into self-leadership. You stop waiting for inspiration. You stop asking for permission. You stop depending on others. You stop delaying your goals. You start directing your life like a leader. You tell your mind what to focus on. You tell your emotions when to calm down. You tell your habits what to follow. You tell your day how it will go. This is self-command, the highest level of personal power. This is the moment you realize you are not building confidence. You are building character. And character is what makes a person powerful in the long run. The signs that you are no longer the same. You don't need to announce your growth. Your behavior shows it. You listen more carefully. You think before you respond. You use silence as strength. You speak with clarity. You protect your time. You stay consistent. You avoid chaos. You focus on solutions. You choose long-term. You keep your word. You build your mind. You grow daily. These signs are proof that you have entered a new chapter, not emotionally, but mentally. You are no longer reacting to life. You are shaping it. Your transformation is in motion. Your mind is sharp. Your discipline is real. Your direction is fixed. Your identity is evolving. In every long journey, there comes a chapter where the world falls silent. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become stronger. Not loudly, not publicly, but deeply, internally, in a way that changes how you walk through the world. You reached a point where you are no longer building yourself. You are forging yourself, piece by piece, layer by layer, choice by choice. This is the chapter where your identity rises beyond what you once imagined. The deep shift, when the old you can no longer follow. The first sign of deep transformation is strange. You stop recognizing your past self. The things you used to tolerate become intolerable. The habits you used to repeat become meaningless. The people you used to chase become irrelevant. The fears that once controlled you now feel small. The distractions that consumed your time now feel childish. You finally see the truth. You were never lacking potential. You were surrounded by limitations. Not physical, mental, emotional, social. Limitations disguised as comfort, fear, dependence, doubt, noise, weak routines, unclear direction, people without purpose. And the moment your mind begins to rise, those old limitations cannot survive. Growth doesn't require force, it requires clarity. And now you have clarity. That's why your past self can no longer keep up with you. You're too focused, too aware, too disciplined, too self-respecting. This is the point where the old identity fades, and the new one emerges. The return of your power, without asking anyone for permission. Power does not come when life becomes easier. Power comes when you stop avoiding who you could become. This is the moment you stop waiting for approval, validation, understanding, encouragement, permission, support, perfect timing. You realize the truth. People don't need to understand your journey. Even you don't need to understand it fully. You just need to continue moving. Is this the right time? Will others support me? Will I succeed? Will people judge me? Will this be difficult? Instead, you start saying, this is necessary. This is mine. This is who I am becoming. This is where I'm going. This is my responsibility. This is my mission. This shift, this internal declaration, is what Americans call taking ownership. And once you take ownership, your life stops drifting and starts accelerating. The American mindset of silent, dangerous focus. America respects one type of person above all. The person who moves quietly, but with deadly precision. The one who doesn't argue, doesn't complain, doesn't brag, doesn't seek attention, doesn't waste time, doesn't chase validation. The one who wakes up early, works consistently, learns constantly, improves quietly, builds patiently, moves strategically, speaks with intention. This is the mindset you develop in part 4. Your silence becomes discipline. Your focus becomes strategy. Your routine becomes power. Your patience becomes advantage. Your daily actions sharpen into weapons. Reading sharpens your perception. Discipline strengthens your identity. Consistency builds your momentum. Reflection increases your awareness. Self-control builds your mastery. Purpose shapes your path. By now, your mind is no longer wandering. It is aiming. Your life is no longer directionless. It is guided. Your emotions are no longer reactive. They are regulated. You are becoming dangerous, not to others, but to the version of you that you refuse to be anymore. The moment your future self starts speaking to you, you start feeling the presence of your future self. Not physically, mentally. It's like a voice quietly guiding you. Don't break the routine today. Don't return to your old patterns. You're stronger than this emotion. Choose the long-term path. Protect your energy. Discipline first, comfort later. Stay calm. You're in control. Think like your future, not your past. This voice isn't magical. It's the voice you've been silencing for years. Finally becoming louder than your excuses. This voice is your compass. This voice is your guide. This voice is your upgraded identity. And the more you listen to it, the more your life transforms. The separation phase, when you outgrow more than people. You begin outgrowing old environments, old lifestyles, old routines, old beliefs, old emotional habits, old patterns of thinking, old versions of your personality. You're not just changing social circles. You're changing your entire internal architecture. This part is both beautiful and painful. Beautiful because you feel free. Painful because freedom requires sacrifice. You begin noticing. Rooms that used to feel comfortable now feel limiting. Conversations that used to amuse you now feel empty. Habits that used to feel relaxing now feel damaging. People who used to matter now feel distant. Places that used to comfort you now feel outdated. This phase is necessary, because you cannot enter a new life with the mindset of your old one. And you cannot rise into your potential while holding hands with your past. The discipline that changes your DNA. Discipline is no longer something you force. It becomes something you are. You stop negotiating with your goals. You stop making excuses. You stop delaying the necessary. This is the moment where discipline becomes identity. You no longer ask, should I do this? You simply say, this is what I do. Reading daily. Training your mind. Working on your craft. Building your skills. Learning new strategies. Avoiding the weak habits. Controlling your impulses. Facing discomfort. Choosing long-term over short-term. Showing up even when tired. This becomes your lifestyle. And once discipline becomes identity, your future becomes inevitable. The calm before the rise. In part 4, there is a strange peace. A quiet intensity. You are not at the top yet. You are not finished yet. You are not recognized yet. But you feel something coming. Something bigger. Something meaningful. Something aligned with your purpose. It's the calm before your breakthrough. The silence before your rise. The stillness before your evolution becomes impossible to ignore. This stage feels like clarity, direction, focus, mental sharpness, purpose, inner calm, strong self-trust, deep intuition, controlled energy. It feels like you have entered the stage of your life where nothing can shake you anymore. Not because life became easy, but because you became stronger. The fire inside you that no one can extinguish. It is not motivation. It is not excitement. It is not temporary inspiration. It is a fire. A fire that grows quietly. A fire that burns steadily. A fire that strengthens you every day. A fire that turns distractions into noise. A fire that turns discipline into instinct. A fire that turns goals into obligations. A fire that turns fear into fuel. This fire makes you unstoppable. Not fast. Unstoppable. Not loud. Unshakable. Not dramatic. Unbreakable. This fire is the reason your future will look nothing like your past. You have crossed the point of no return. You have redefined your identity, strengthened your mind, built real discipline, protected your energy, outgrown your past, clarified your direction, mastered your emotions, upgraded your confidence, sharpened your mindset, stabilized your inner world. Your next chapter is not about surviving. It's about rising. The rise to dominance. This part is not about the journey anymore. It's about the arrival, the culmination, the point where every decision, every sacrifice, every battle fought in silence comes together as undeniable power. Here, the transformation you've built in parts 1 to 4 becomes visible not just to yourself, but to the world. You are no longer chasing results. You are no longer hoping for validation. You are no longer reacting to circumstances. You are commanding your life. The moment of true control. This is the stage where you fully understand the most important rule of success. The mind controls everything. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your results. Your results shape your environment. Your environment shapes your opportunities. Your opportunities shape your destiny. If your mind is disciplined, strategic, and calm, no external factor can break you. You start making decisions not from impulse, not from fear, not from emotion, but from precision. Every move is intentional. Every response is calculated. Every energy investment is maximized. Every relationship, every resource, every minute is treated like a weapon. This is the mentality of someone who stops playing in the game and starts controlling it. The strategic mindset of the elite. At this stage, your mind thinks like the world's most powerful leaders. They do not rush. They do not react emotionally. They do not chase approval. They do not compromise long-term for short-term gain. Instead, they analyze every variable, anticipate every scenario, plan for risks before they appear, adapt to challenges without panic, exploit weaknesses silently, leverage strengths strategically. And now, you are doing exactly the same. Your thought process becomes faster than your emotions. Your discipline outpaces your doubts. Your preparation surpasses chaos. Your clarity dominates confusion. This is the ultimate stage of personal power, where you stop surviving and start orchestrating. The unbreakable mindset of the future you. By now, your internal dialogue has changed completely. Old thoughts like, I can't do this, what if I fail, people don't understand me, I'm too weak, have been replaced with, I control this, I learn from every failure. My vision is bigger than their opinions. My strength grows every day. You begin to understand a critical truth. The strongest people in America, in the world, are not those without fear. They are the ones who act despite it. They don't wait for perfect circumstances. They don't wait for everyone to agree. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for approval. They act. They persist. They rise. And now, you are that person. The power of influence and energy control. Your presence begins to shift how people respond to you. Not because you demand it. Not because you speak loudly. Not because you show off. But because your energy is controlled. Your decisions are intentional. Your confidence is silent. Your discipline is visible. People instinctively feel respect. People unconsciously recognize your focus. People begin to follow your lead, even if you do not speak. This is the invisible influence of a disciplined mind. Power is no longer about charisma alone. It's about commanding energy, presence, and action simultaneously. The final secrets of elite success. Part 5 reveals the subtle yet critical truths that separate extraordinary individuals from the rest. 1. Consistency beats talent. Talent without daily execution is wasted potential. 2. Preparation beats luck, the world rewards those ready before opportunity knocks. 3. Self-control beats emotion, uncontrolled feelings destroy decisions. 4. Focus beats distraction, scattered effort produces weak results. 5. Long-term thinking beats instant gratification, short-term comfort kills growth. 6. Identity beats motivation, when who you are aligns with what you do, effort is effortless. These 6 principles are now embedded into your daily rhythm. They shape how you wake, work, think, and interact. They define the unstoppable version of you. The twist ending, the true mastermind. Here's the twist, the journey you've followed is not just personal. The world has been testing you. Not with enemies, not with obstacles, but with your own choices. The real challenge was never outside. It was internal. It was silent. It was relentless. You were facing 3 versions of yourself. 1. The human computer, calculating, flawless, logical. 2. The gambler, emotional, risky, unpredictable. 3. The monster, instinctive, destructive, uncontrollable. Throughout parts 1 to 4, you learned to recognize each version. You realized when to act logically, when to improvise, and when to assert raw energy. And in the twist ending, all 3 versions merge. The disciplined logic of Ayano Koji. The emotional adaptability of Yuichi. The fearless ruthlessness of Johan. They are no longer separate forces battling inside you. They become one unstoppable identity, a new person capable of mastering any challenge, manipulating circumstances, and achieving every goal. You've transcended limitation. You've merged strategy, emotion, and force. You've become the mind, the machine, and the monster, all in one. The American Dream Redefined. This is what Part 5 teaches for the USA audience. Success is not just financial. It is not just fame. It is not just recognition. It is mastery over yourself. America rewards those who can balance logic with intuition, discipline with adaptability, strategy with risk, patience with aggression. You have done exactly that. You are no longer limited by circumstance. You are no longer trapped by emotion. You are no longer defined by past mistakes. You are free. You are capable. You are unstoppable. And the best part, the world has no idea what hit it. The unseen edge. Your edge is silent, invisible, unstoppable. Your energy is protected. Your mind is trained. Your habits are unshakable. Your focus is permanent. Your emotions are mastered. Your identity is unbreakable. Your strategy is flawless. This edge cannot be faked. It cannot be borrowed. It cannot be taken away. It only grows stronger every day you respect it. This is the ultimate level. The level where no challenge can surprise you. The level where no person can manipulate you. The level where your life is fully yours. The legacy you are creating. Part 5 closes with your awareness that what you've built is bigger than you. It is not only about personal power. It is about the influence your presence will have on others. It is about the example you set silently. It is about the ripple effect of discipline, clarity, and mastery. You are now capable of shaping systems, inspiring silent respect, and leaving impact without uttering a word. The legacy begins here. Every action becomes strategic. Every word becomes precise. Every choice becomes intentional. Every day becomes a building block. Every habit becomes a tool. This is the true masterclass of life. The final message, Part 5, and the full story, ends with this truth. You do not wait for the world to give you permission. You do not hope for circumstances to be perfect. You do not rely on luck, motivation, or validation. You act. You persist. You evolve. You dominate. You rise. The human computer, the emotional gambler, the monster inside. All are yours to command. Your journey is complete. Your identity is upgraded. Your mind is sharpened. Your life is transformed. And now, you are unstoppable.